He has to be retrained every month.
Every month. Yep. Welcome to the Milford Township Municipal Building and the monthly Planning Commission meeting. At this time, I call the meeting of September 3rd, 2024 to order. All please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If you haven't yet signed the attendance sheet there on the round table, please do for the record of the meeting. Next, I'd like to introduce to you the members of the Planning Commission and our support staff. Starting on my far left is Dave Fugate. Next to him is Scott Stewart. Pete DeBea. On my other left. Right, Denise Pizarro, the recording secretary. Next to her is Tony Sitter and Doug Prozan. On the right side in the rear is Julie Maggio, who is the Assistant Zoning and Development Officer, and Matt Puz, the Zoning and Development Officer. And to my left in the rear is Jennifer Nielsen, the Township Council. Milford Planning Commission is a recommending body that hears testimony, asks and answers questions, deliberates and passes our recommendations on to the Milford supervisors who make the final decisions on the issues brought before us. The subdivision and the land development discussed tonight, if acted on by the Planning Commission, will be considered by the Township supervisors at their regular meeting to be held on Tuesday, September 24th at 4:30 p.m. in this building, or this room here. The first item on the agenda tonight is a replot of the lands of Anthony and Daniel DeGroot. It's a subdivision plan to show the creation of a 580 square foot parcel A from 4011 Brook Hollow Court, which has become an integral part of 5531 Sandalwood Court, creating a 53,953 square foot parcel with a 16,091 square foot residual lot in tract 352. Someone here to serve, please.
Excuse me, you forgot the minutes.
I'm sorry, didn't we do that? No, we did not do. Stand by for 1 second, please. Before we begin here, I will call for a motion to accept the minutes of last month's meeting as written.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion on it at all? All in favor?
All right.
Anyone opposed? Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate the help. Believe me, I do. Okay, you're up, sir.
Good evening, John Laird with David Laird Associates. I'm here to represent the DeGroot subdivision. As you can see on the plan before you, we've taken a 5-foot strip of land off of the DeGroot property and are adding it to the Moyock property. My understanding is it's for some landscaping area that's been maintained is the purpose of the subdivision. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them for you.
Anybody have any questions?
I have no questions on this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else care to speak on this? Okay. The next item on the agenda is subdivision plot for Alfonso Narducci. It's a subdivision plan to show the creation of a .200 acre lot 1 from 1944 West 51st Street, which has become an integral part of 1932 West 51st Street, creating a .434 acre parcel with a 0.729 acre residual lot in tract 348. Please give us your name and address, please.
Hi, good evening. My name is Matthew Grolmond. My address is 1932 West 51st Street. I'm going to be purchasing this land from my neighbor, Alfonso Narducci. As you can see, it appears to be my backyard already. It's just a part of the land that all the other properties already kind of own. And for certain circumstances, Al was forced to buy it when it was divvied up, I think, 3 years ago. And I would just like to have it added to my backyard. So other than that, if there's any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
Anyone have questions for him?
Pretty easy. It's all good.
Okay,
I'd
thank you.
like to also thank Matthew Puz for all his help in this.
Thank you. Anyone else care to speak? Okay, the final item on the agenda for tonight is the Colony Plaza parking expansion. Land development plan to show the expansion of the parking lot behind the Colony Plaza with associated stormwater management facilities located in the northeast section of West State Street and Lowell Avenue and tract number 6.
Again, good evening. The plan you have before you is for a proposed parking expansion for the Colony Plaza. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the area behind the plaza or north of the plaza, but it's this plan is basically to expand the parking and clean up the rear portion or the northern portion of the plaza area. The parking calculations are shown on the plan. Currently, there are 235 existing spaces. We will be eliminating a few of them and then adding some additional as well. And we're going to end up with, if the plan goes through, about 297 spaces. And the hope is, I think, that this will relieve some of the pressure if you've gone by in the holidays to see the parking out front, and it's just can be difficult. So I think this will relieve some of that pressure on the south side of the Colony Plaza and the West 8th Street entrance. I know our client is working with a landscape architect to come up with a planting plan for the overall plaza. And I know, Matt, I think you had commented about this plan, about maybe some additional trees being added. So we are aware of that, but that will probably be incorporated into a master landscape plan with the overall improvements.
Is there any walkway going from the parking to the plaza, or is that all solid building? I thought there was a partial.
There's a partial gap. If you look at the far right-hand side of the plan, there's a little walk-through area that is landscaped through there between the two. So that would be the access way on the eastern end. And then on the other end, you would have to go probably around the Colony Pub to have any kind of,
So that building
access.
goes run straight all the way down. I think I could have sworn there was a grass area in between two buildings.
yeah.
No. So here's the colony, and here's the grass area, I believe that's.
Your point, Scott, you got it, So it's just right through here.
Okay.
There's a gap.
Did you see the list of the things that are of concern?
I don't believe so. Did you get, maybe Steve got it and didn't pass it to me? I don't.
Yes, I did send an email to Steve with my comments.
Okay, I apologize, then, I did, this is the first I'm seeing of it. Site distance, that won't be a problem for us. Square footage of the existing building, that's not a problem, we have that. Dimensions of lot lines, we have that, we can add that. Bearings, again, no problem there. Owners of adjacent lands, yes, again, and 7 trees for the end caps. So I wasn't aware of the first 6 or 5, but the 6th one I was. But that'll be no problem to add those to the plan. We have all that information.
Okay, so you will be taking care of that portion?
Yes, we can get those added, yep.
Okay.
If Steve had it, he may have already put them and made the changes and just didn't bother to tell me to.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Wait, does anybody have any questions or comments for me? No. You sure? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else care to speak on this? Okay, that's the final issue on the agenda for tonight. We will go back through and make our recommendations to the township supervisors. Okay, the first item was the replat of the lands of Anthony DeGroot and Diane DeGroot. It's a subdivision plan to show the creation of a 580 square foot parcel A from 4011 Brook Hollow Court, which has become an integral part of 5531 Sandalwood Court, creating a 53,953 square foot parcel with a 16,091 square foot residual lot in tract 352.
I recommend approval.
Second.
Any discussion amongst the board here? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you, gentlemen. The second item is a subdivision replat for the Alfonso Narducci subdivision. It's a subdivision plan to show the creation of a .022 acre lot 1 from 1944 West 51st Street, which has become an integral part of 1932 West 51st Street, creating a .434 acre parcel with a .729 acre residual lot in tract 348. Right here,
Well, the one thing we did have to add to that one is the modification of the drawing. Did you address that? So the building line is in the wrong, the building line has to be added at 30 feet.
Depth to width.
oh, that's right, yeah.
The Groot subdivision, yes, and Mr. Laird actually gave me the second sheet to update the drawing, so there's no issues with the building line. But yes, it would be the Narducci one that has the issue with the depth to width ratio.
Okay, so that's been resolved.
The Groot one has, yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay. All right,
Motion to
We're
approve.
talking about Narducci.
So Narducci has its depth ratio.
Correct.
What is the typical modification you're looking for?
The modification would be to allow a lot that exceeds the 3-to-1 depth to width ratio. It's currently, I believe, 3.17 to 1. I guess the recommendation of the planning commission would be to, recommend approval with the condition that a modification was granted for the depth to width ratio.
And it's pretty much returning back to what it was in the past in terms of the,
Correct.
Was anybody gonna?
no, wait, no, he's,
You still?
No, I'm good. So
oh,
just
okay,
have to accept
oh,
the
okay, I'm sorry, okay,
so Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve.
okay.
Second.
Second? Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you again. And the last item was the Colony Plaza parking expansion. It's a land development plan to show the expansion.
Excuse me, Jean,
I'm sorry.
is that motion subject to the modification that Tony had mentioned, or that Tony was questioning? The,
Depth to width modification.
I'm sorry, I missed the first part of your question.
was that motion, I know Tony had raised the question, yeah, was that added to the motion?
Tony,
or
was
not?
that added or
No,
was
I
it?
didn't make the motion, no, it wasn't.
He didn't make
added
the
to
motion.
Oh, so do we have to address the depth to width or is it already taken care of?
You would want to make a recommendation that the modification is approved.
Yes.
Or as a condition of approval on the subdivision.
So I'll make a modification to my motion. then.
Motion.
I would move the subdivision replat and for like recommend the depth to width ratio being revised to the 3.17 to 1 ratio. So that will be my revised motion.
Okay. All right,
Does it need a second?
Yes.
So I'll say.
yes. Seconded by
Doug.
Doug. And then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed to that? Thank you, again. Colony Plaza parking expansions, a land development plan to show the expansion of the parking lot behind the Colony Plaza with associated stormwater management facilities located at the northeast intersection of West 8th and Lowell Avenue and tract number 6.
I've got a question. Is the Colony Plaza this section that we have, or does it continue over to Chip's law office? Is that a separate plaza?
No, the plaza extends from Lowell to Sommerheim.
Okay, so it's the whole thing?
Yes,
But the land
correct.
development is only this section of it?
Correct,
Gotcha,
correct.
okay.
All right, do I hear a motion?
A motion to approve as long as we take care of the few items that you have on the list. I don't, neither do I need
Six
to
to
go
be
through
exact.
each of them?
No.
There's 6 items that need adjusted on
Yeah,
the drawing.
just take care of the 6 items, and I'd like to make a motion to approve as long as those 6 items are addressed.
And I will second the motion.
Any further discussion on that?
I have
Oops,
just
I'm
kind
sorry.
of one
boy.
question. Where
Sure.
are you? Oh, there you are. Is it clearly defined how they get through this, this area over here?
When you say is it clearly defined?
I mean, if you're back here, can you obviously see that there's a way to get to the front?
I can certainly, speak to the owner about it and see if he wants to
Yeah,
put any
there-
signage up. I'm assuming that he would prefer to have, that's one of the reasons he's adding the parking back there. is to-
This road, this is connected, he wants to know, this is connected. so
No,
that-
I want to know if this area here, you can clearly see if you're back here.
Yeah, I mean,
that
if you
get-
parked on this end without walking down here, you wouldn't see
Yeah,
that,
but-
so.
But if you park down
If
here,
you hit
Yeah,
the
if you were
door.
down in this area, you absolutely could see that you could walk through there, yes.
you can.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll have
to have lead walks and stuff that come up.
Right.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion with anybody now? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
I,
All right. We don't have any further business on the agenda for tonight. All right, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? Anyone opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
And adjourned. Thank you very much.